Hi Scorpio, welcome to your reading for May 2020. This is going to be for Scorpio Sun, Moon, or Rising. You may have planets in the sign of Scorpio. You may be cross-checking on a Scorpio, in love with one in love with you. I know I love a Scorpio, my daughter, Jennifer, who I miss very much. I just moved away from her and my grandkids to move in with my boyfriend. So I am missing her a lot, missing them all. Or you were just intuitively guided to the channel, or you're not even a Scorpio. You're wondering, what the heck am I doing here? Just trust in all that. If you're here, chances are there's a reason that you're here. Like attracts like, so we'll probably have some very similar stories along our paths, and we'll see. We'll see what comes out. So we're going to go ahead and begin. I'm not going to talk a lot, but I am going to ask you to take a moment and just clear your mind, clear your thoughts. You want to have a very open mind and open intuition when you come to a reading, okay? Otherwise, it doesn't make sense, or we try to twist it or turn it, you know what I mean? So just let it flow. And sometimes a message is meant for you today. Sometimes it's meant for you 2 years from now. Who knows? It's whenever you're intuitively drawn to it, even if it's your own sign. Trust in that. Just trust in your intuition, like I do, 100%. Our readings are through my intuition. I always invite my spirit guides in, always. And I always invite your spirit guides in to work with my spirit guides to give us a very cohesive, a very clear, and meaningful reading. So if that is the type of reading you're looking for, you came to the right place. If it's not, yeah, it might be in the wrong place. You have to make that decision. I can't make that for you. But again, thank you guys for being here. We are going to start your reading with major arcanas. We've used these a few times in 2019. This is the first time for 2020. And for all the signs, by the way. And this is just going to help give us some things that we want to look out for. Some things, you know, it'll give us, I don't know, like the top meaning of what's going on in one's life. And then we'll bring out a few other decks just to help tell your story. So, take a few moments again, do a little bit of deep breathing. You don't really have to invite your guides in because I already do that, but you can certainly ask that they illuminate the message for you, or messages, give you understanding. Remember, a lot of times we're seeking something, and sometimes we're seeking it to come in a certain way, and the universe teaches us very quickly. You don't always get what it is you want, but you'll get what you need, and many times that's better than what it is you think you want. And let's go ahead and begin. I know everyone's been under a lot of stress. Due to the coronavirus worldwide. We open up with the Hierophant. The Hierophant can certainly be bringing a blessing at this time. How do we recognize that? By where our own vibration is at. when you see the Hierophant, it calls for you to have a higher vibration, to be within your belief system. Sometimes it's a reminder that you, you know, you've fallen out of faith. But nonetheless, it's definitely very spiritual, and, you know, some call it religious. I look at it as spiritually. It does feel like a blessing. Card of Taurus, though we're not really looking at the signs at this point. We have the Strength card. Card of Leo. It's overcoming. This is the energy that tells you. It's funny because with the Hierophant next to the Strength card, I feel like this is a real power in the ability to overcome, you know, maybe karmic situations. I see her goggles. I know they're not goggles, but they look like goggles. And it's of the infinity sign, as above, so below. So your journey is being recognized, your pain is being recognized, your joy is being celebrated. And we have the Star card, which is kind of nice. Card of Aquarius. This is about your hopes and your dreams. But this is about you manifesting your hopes and your dreams. You being an active part of creating your future, let's say. So it does look like, you know, we're receiving some type of blessing to overcome something that has to come from within, right? It doesn't mean that I'm not helping others within this, but this is something, you know, I mean, what am I overcoming? I'm overcoming the king of the jungle, right? I am pacifying the king of the jungle. I am becoming one with the king of the jungle through my inner knowing, my inner strength, my inner knowledge. Hierophant definitely reminding us of all that we are, and all, you know, no matter what type of situation we're going through, the ability to overcome it, especially when you keep your faith involved. And again, all heading towards something that you want to manifest into this world, this lifetime. Again, a dream, something you've been thinking of, something you've been concentrating on. I'm noticing that she's pouring water out, and this can be emotional, right? This can be an emotional release of someone. It feels bigger than that, though. If you are having a hard time of letting go of someone, this is a great energy saying that you have a lot of support behind that. You know, if you've been saying like, get this person out of my head, right? Get this situation out of my head. This is the ability to do that, coming from your faith. You know, maybe am I paying attention to the signs? Am I listening, feeling what's going on around me? And, you know, I almost feel like, you know, you are the king, male or female, like you are the king here. And it's the remembrance of that so that you can manifest what it is that you need. We do the Wheel of Fortune on the bottom of the deck, so I like seeing this because this tells me that we're probably moving out of a karmic time into more of a destined time, so a seed of attention, which is of intention, I'm sorry, which is exactly what the star is doing, right? I'm putting my seed of intention into the universe. It looks like there's a few seeds floating around, but there's one in particular that I am now calling in. If I'm talking soul to soul, this is that particular seed that I am now calling to harvest, to be able to now harvest. Wheel of Fortune tells me chances are it's time, or it's available, whatever word you want to use. Alright, so we're going to take some cards underneath that. This is what I call the meat and potatoes of the reading. know we're moving into a new kind of normal. I don't know why I'm feeling that through the star, like a completion and then a new way of being. It doesn't feel like anything that we need to be afraid of. Matter of fact, it feels like a blessing. Okay, let's keep going. See what's going on here. Well, we begin with the Ace of Pentacles. I have to tell you, almost every reading has received the Ace of Pentacles. This is your very first card as it relates to your lifetime right now. Your very first card. With the Star card here, it's saying whatever it is that you have been manifesting, working on, it is now coming to fruition. It's coming to you. We have the King of Swords. King of Swords is Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Can be Sun, Moon, or Rising. Male or female. Someone of your own age. You know, if we want to break him down this way. If we want to look at this king as in who he is, he's the king of communication. The king of truth. If he's in the upright. If he's not, then I don't know if I want to trust him. But he is in the upright, and he is right next to the Ace of Pentacles. I feel like he's got like one of those old-fashioned saws in one hand, and I don't know, it's like two different ways to cut the same thing. Both potentially taking physical labor, right, through our own hands is what I mean. Some of you may be creating some type of truth, your own truth. We have the Ten of Swords. I feel like the Strength card, which is really right above it, is allowing the swords, you know, to be seen, to be dealt with. Definitely dealt with. This king could have certainly been part of putting those swords in your back, or what's going to help release it. We have the Emperor, card of Aries. He is the father figure, the boss, someone that we look up to due to their wisdom. Not if they're in the upright. You know, why do we look to them for their wisdom? Because they have walked the path, right? They don't ask anyone to do anything that they wouldn't be willing to do themselves. Why? This Emperor definitely goes by his faith, right? It looks like, in a way, he is sharing his faith with others, which I feel means sharing his story, perhaps to help others gain their own strength, right? But this is something you want to do. The Ten of Swords right beside that. I definitely feel like this Emperor had to overcome these 10 swords, and almost like he put these swords behind him. You know what they say? You know, if you're faced with the devil, that you demand that the devil get behind you in the name of Jesus Christ. I kind of feel like that is what the Emperor has done. Put it behind him in a very spiritual, through his beliefs. Let's put it that way. Let's keep going. We have the Moon, which is the card of Pisces, the ruler of Cancer. Coming under this Ace of Pentacles. So, you know, I feel like this is something that maybe it's an opportunity we don't really even know can exist. we may want it, but we don't know, is it really possible, or is this just a pipe dream type of thing? With the Nine of Pentacles that falls under that. So some of you, this is about your employment, how you make your money. And I love that it opens up with the Ace of Pentacles. When I look at the Nine of Pentacles, I automatically think of the business owner. Now, it doesn't have to be a business owner, though. It can be, you're leading a group of people. Why? Because you've taken the time, you have the experience. Within the Nine of Pentacles, I have built up my foundation. That's what I'm doing here. I built up my foundation. It is a card of independence. Doesn't mean that you can't be with someone, you can't be in a marriage, that type of thing, but I make my own money. That type of thing. Next to the moon, I'm wondering if some of you are wondering if you're going to receive the finances that you need to create this business or continue this business. Let's keep going. And the King of Swords has something to do with that. We have the Five of Pentacles. So the Five of Pentacles falling under the Ten of Swords tells me that whatever happened within this Ten of Swords, and again, when you look at the Ten of Swords, you want to remember this is what other people have done to you. Now, that doesn't mean you didn't have a part in it. And what I mean by that is it doesn't mean did you have to take all 10 swords? Chances are no. Maybe if, at the 5th sword, I should have known, I should have walked away. But that's okay because, listen, once you know, you know. But ignorance is bliss sometimes. But I am feeling that energy of, I probably could have eliminated some of those swords, but nonetheless, they're here. The Emperor definitely is like, get behind me. You don't belong in front of me, you belong behind me. Five of Pentacles falling under that Ten of Swords tells me that there was some type of a tower moment within that where there was some type of something that, this is the energy of feeling thrown out in the cold. Someone may have had, you may have been fired. You may have been let go, right? You don't understand it, right? You may have had a horrible argument with someone and it then forces you out of what you were doing. But listen, it's only going to take you to something new. Five of Pentacles wants to remind you that, this is a little bit of an uncomfortable feeling, but so is the Ten of Swords, right? This is, and this is you walking away from the Ten of Swords, so it's much easier than the Ten of Swords, but there's an uncomfortableness to it because it's something that it's new, right? I'm heading to a new place. I'm doing a new thing. I'm leaving what I've known maybe for 10 years. I had the Empress, which is following under the Emperor. Some of you may be moving back home to save some money. Maybe that scares you a little bit, but there doesn't seem to be need because, again, the Five of Pentacles, almost guarantees you, and I should just say guarantees you that during this next path, right? Because the Five of Pentacles, I am ending something. Maybe not by choice, but nonetheless, this doesn't really give me the option of, do I stay or do I go? No, I have to go. I have to go. But there are helpful people along this new journey. Some of you, it could be your mother and your father. In some way. I mean, listen, they could be who's going to help you financially with this Ace of Pentacles. Some of you may have had to shut down your business due to everything that's going on in the world. And if that's the case, don't stop creating in your mind. Don't stop thinking in your mind, okay, well, what else can I do? Where do my talents lie? the Emperor and the Empress both have walked that path, right? The Empress is that nurturing energy, but she is about taking my time with something, allowing, taking that seed of intention from the star card and giving it the opportunity to grow and to fulfill itself before it comes to you, before you give birth to it. So, and how does she know this? How does she know when to take time and when to move quickly? Well, number one, she's got the Emperor right above her too. So that's a lot of wisdom sitting on the table here. Um, it just is. It's a lot of wisdom, and you're pulling off of that with the star above that. Like you're pulling off the energy of the Empress and the Emperor. And that is what's creating this next stir, let's say, within your life. Don't know why I said stir, but it definitely has you in movement. Now, is it physical movement? Probably for some of you. It doesn't mean for all, but it does feel like a change, right? It's a change. Going from that 10 to the 5, again, the 9 of Pentacles, independence. Some of you, this is you now walking an independent road, whether it be romantically or whether that be through your employment. Sometimes we get let go of a job and we think it's the worst thing in the world. And it feels like the worst thing in the world for a little while, but then something new opens up. But it opens up when we allow ourselves to stay open to our creativity. What can I do if I've lost this job? Well, I feel like this person, like the King of Swords, I have my saw and I have my knife. I have a way to create, right? I have my truth and I have a way to communicate. So I have a lot of talent. I have a lot of wisdom that's been gained throughout the years. The problem, if we want to call it a problem, is we have the moon under the Ace of Pentacles. So all that is saying is the Ace of Pentacles is still there. It's just under a shadow period. Listen, that could be the coronavirus, right? It's just under a shadow period. But that shadow doesn't last, just like the moon cycles, right? That moon cycles, it's always changing, and we learn to go with the flow of it, even if it's a little bit uncomfortable. Oh, we have some more cards, so let's move these up. Okay, they're all in reverse, so I want to check. We have the Seven of Cups coming into the moon with the Ace of Pentacles. So to me, this is saying that you see the opportunity, you'll be able to see this Ace of Pentacles, but you won't. But some of you won't be sure what to do with it. What do I do with this? So it can be like getting the stimulus check. What should I do with this? Should I pay bills, or should I put some of it into a business I wanted to start? King of Swords is right above that. This could be some type of communication. I could be starting a channel. I'm thinking of like a radio host, where I speak my own truth. I'm speaking the truth because I've walked it. I have the experience. But it takes some uncomfortableness to get me to that point. So I'm wondering what to do, what to trust, which one is the right one for me. If I even look at this as a religious thing, it's like, is it being sent by God or is it being sent by Satan? Well, with the Hierophant here as the first major arcana, this is just saying, if you keep your belief system strong, you will know. We have the Eight of Swords coming under this Nine of Pentacles and the King of Swords. We have the Ten of Cups, interesting, coming under the Five of Pentacles, not above it. So we're not leaving this we're not leaving this Ten of Cups. This is something that perhaps we're traveling to. What we're leaving is the Ten of Swords. That can be a way of being, right? I'm not going to leave my smart mouth behind. whatever it is. But we're leaving the Ten of Swords, and where we're heading to eventually is to the Ten of Cups. Well, hello, Ace of Cups. And attached to the Ace of Cups is the Four of Cups. So, that's discernment over this Ace of Cups. But Ace of Pentacles and the Ace of Cups. You're seeing it, you're feeling it, but you're not 100% sure what to do with it. There is a period where you don't know if I can do something, right? I don't know if I can enter in this next chapter. The Strength card tells you you absolutely can within the Ten of Swords, but everyone has told me that I can't, that I'm not smart enough. I don't have the wisdom. I can't do this. The Emperor, though, says, this isn't just about this lifetime and you alone, right? This is about every spirit that walks with you that has your back, right? That is there to help you in some way. Aces are always potentials because, perhaps we're in a very low vibration and the Ace of Pentacles or the Ace of Cups arrives, but we miss it, right? Because we have the moon here. We miss it. We don't see it, or we turn it down. Don't feel bad about that. You get there when you get there. That's the bottom line. You get there when you get there. If you keep looking forward, right? Don't get comfortable being stuck in your own little hell, right? If you're not happy in your own little hell, then it is you that has to make that initial change. But once you make that initial change, it's like the universe then getting behind you. If this has anything to do with love, you have the Ten of Cups that is right next to the Ace of Cups. So that's quite a beautiful energy there. And then with the Empress and Emperor coming out together, well, let me tell you, when they're in the upright, that is one powerful couple. That can be a couple that can really help the world, especially maybe we're speaking our journey. We're writing about our journey. We are creating a song. We are in some way using our own creativity to overcome this Ten of Swords, because I know that you can overcome it. It just takes a minute of uncomfortableness and being willing to accept that uncomfortableness and knowing that that wheel keeps changing. It will change. Look at this, we have the Ace of Swords on the bottom of the deck. So you have 3 aces now. And with that, we have the 4 swords. So that's the energy of healing. Many times I feel like it's healing my mind. It's healing my thoughts. It's healing me. It's healing the areas where I hold myself back, right? I'm asking for a blessing here. I'm asking for what has been taken, It's like, I don't know why I feel like I want to keep saying Satan, but it's like, Satan, I want you to give everything that you have stolen from me back to me in Jesus Christ's name. I mean, that's how you do it, just in case you wondered. But this is the healing, right? Healing of the child, right? Mother Mary, remembering, like when you think of God's creatures, we're the children. Even though we're grown adults, right? We're still the children. We're still on that journey. So it's healing with that. And look at that. It's Ace of Wands. Why are you being healed? Why is this healing coming in? Number one, because you asked for it. This is about asking you to pray. But also, it's also telling you that your prayers are being heard and answered. The Hierophant is telling us that right off the bat. And then we have the Ace of Wands under that. So all of the aces are shown for your reading. Ace of Wands is saying, I want some type of healing so I can move forward, right? I can move forward in something, with someone, with passion, right? With passion, with true belief. Ace of Wands doesn't think twice. Ace of Wands is like, put me on, put me in, coach, right? Put me on this journey. I'm ready. I'm going to try it. I'm going to do what I can. It's like the Fool. The Fool doesn't say no to the next step, even though the Fool doesn't know what's going to happen next. It's all going by a feeling. So it's this true belief, a true belief system that is standing up and it's working for you. And there's the Ace of Swords. The Ace of Swords is the truth. Above all, it's the truth, but it's your truth, right? It's your unique path. It's your uniqueness. It's meant for you. Some of you come to these readings and you're looking for a yes or no answer. This is always the yes answer to me, especially after, after the healing process, giving myself the time to heal whatever it is I need to heal. We have the Ten of Swords here, so that is, that's, again, other people's action towards you. But we also have the Eight of Swords here. By the way, the Eight of Swords is right next to the Seven of Cups. So the Eight of Swords is the element of walls that I have created around me. It's protection, but it's normally through fear, right? Because somebody told me I can't do something, and I then believed it, right? Someone said that you would be no good at that, and then I then believed it. Someone said that you were ugly, and then I then believed it, right? Someone said that you could never be, maybe you tell yourself this, right? That I'm someone who just won't ever have the Ten of Cups. So then you believe it, and then it becomes your truth within the Eight of Swords. This is self-created, though. It's self-created, which means that it's our job, number one, but also we have the ability to drop those swords. It's from past experiences that we have not given ourselves the opportunity to heal over. So they remain. We have to seek to drop these walls and then try to make a decision out of a truly fear-based energy. And then you have the moon above that where, listen, I can't see everything. I don't know if I'm going to go from the Two of Cups directly into the Ten of Cups. Chances are no. You're not going to travel that fast, and you'd be missing a lot of the fun of the journey. But it's the energy of can I create my own business? Do I have the talent to do it? Well, with the Empress and the Emperor, if this has anything to do about your history, or the history of the world, or your experiences, this says absolutely yes. But it may have taken you to leave one place for that Empress energy to open up. It may take you to get to the point where you love yourself again, right? Some of you are accepting a life that you're just not happy in, you're bored in. Other people are putting these swords in you, and in a way, I always see the Four Swords as accepting that. It is about discernment, but it's also, in my eyes, there's not a lot of action in it, but there is an Ace of Cups. I just want you to see that. There's an Ace of Cups right behind it. This person is not looking at it, right? But here it is. And it's sitting over the actual Ace of Cups. So it's almost like your guides are saying, what more proof do you want that this Ace of Cups exists for you? You're not seeing it. Why? The moon is here. Maybe you're not meant to see it yet. Maybe the healing process is not over for you yet. Some of you, if this is a divorce, anything like that, you, of course, have to make that decision. But it's showing me almost like not making a decision can be over love, because I'm unsure if it's the right thing, right? I'm unsure of it because it's not showing its full self. It puts me in the Eight of Swords energy. It's an energy that only you can get yourself out of. Sometimes it just means reflection. I need to reflect back on a journey or my whole life and see how these swords got in me and what was my part in it. That may be why it goes from the 10 to the 5. What was my part in it, right? Just so I learn not to repeat it. Maybe that's what I then teach others. But I want to go back again to the star. This is about your hopes and your dreams coming into your world. Going through the healing process, allowing yourself to go through that healing process. Part of that is healing your own mind, where you stop telling yourself that you're limited when you're truly unlimited, right? You're unlimited. You just are. You're unlimited. Okay. So I've been using these 3 decks all month. Well, no, that's not true. I think for a little, I don't know, for one sign I changed them up. And I don't know, I feel like keeping them the same. So we're going to do that. Let me give them 3 shuffles. This is the Universal Tarot. You know, someone's like the Hierophant is saying, don't be afraid of this new time period, this new change that's coming up with the wheel. Don't be afraid of it. You have blessings. You know, if you're looking for a blessing, you know, I want a blessing that what I'm about to do is the right thing, right? Is the right thing. You're receiving that. Okay. What I want to do is move these back down a little bit, give myself a little bit more space. So we have the 2 of Pentacles, and we have the 8. We have the 2 Pentacles, and we have the 8 of Pentacles. So we're getting a lot of Pentacles out on the board. Again, how I make my money. You know, coming over the Hierophant there, it's almost like asking a question. Again, can I do this? Will I be any good at this? Already knowing that I want to take a certain journey, but I'm wondering, I'm praying about it. Can I do it? Because I've been told no. Or listen, maybe I've tried before. Maybe I've tried over and over, but I fail. I feel like I failed at it. You know, I said this in another reading. Some of our greatest minds have failed many times. It's about what you do afterwards. So it is about beginning something new with the 2 of Pentacles. I'm sorry, the 2 of Wands. And then the 8 of Pentacles there certainly could be talking about a new type of job, a new way of earning my money. Because the 8 of Pentacles is about where I put my focus is what will grow, right? So if I'm trying to grow a business, I'm just trying to grow my Pentacles. What I'm willing to put in it will be ultimately my result. So if I'm willing to put, my heart and soul into it, then that is what I will receive back. This is being willing to go in as the apprentice. The apprentice to me is someone who is eager to learn. I want to learn every bit about it so that I can one day call myself the emperor or the empress. And then the blessing behind that. If this is about a business, I don't know. I know for a lot of you it's about a business. I know for some of you it's about love. Some of you, I feel like you may have been forced out of some type of position, and then now you may be thinking of creating a business from home. You have a blessing right beside that, but you also have fear right beside that. Hierophant's a beautiful card to come out on that. It's just saying, if you're willing to put your focus into it, we're here with you, right? And listen, let's not forget, It's part of destiny. Sometimes we're kicked out of one thing, and then we get this epiphany, and we begin a whole new life. 10 days ago, I never would have thought it was possible, but here I am, right? So it's believing that anything is possible. Whatever it is, I put my focus in. Because in the Eight of Pentacles, I do come out the master. I have the ability to come out as the master. Here's the Ace of Pentacles right below that. You know, some may say, I get rich. You know, if money is the main thing in your life. And, you know, there's nothing wrong with that as long as you are still a kind person and a generous person. There's nothing that says you cannot ask to be rich in your life, you know, financially, right? But becoming the master of my craft, well, that is exactly what the Emperor and the Empress is. It's almost like someone eventually taking over someone's job because you were willing to learn perhaps the things they were not. Listen, not everybody gets a position because they were skilled, right? Or they were better than you. Sometimes it's in who you know. But you got to make a decision. Do I want to work in that type of place, or do I want to move on? I definitely feel in the energy of, you know, if we're asking a question, it's about moving on with the two of wands there. Two of wands tells me that your soul wants to. Your head may be telling you a different story. We have the Queen of Wands, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, potentially. She's very intuitive. You know, you guys know I get this all the time, but this is also the energy of, boy, what a fantastic energy if I want to open up a spiritual type business. She's the queen of intuition. Not that all the queens aren't intuitive, they all are. But she concentrates on, she trusts it more than maybe the other ones, right? I really trust my intuition. We have the Six of Pentacles coming over the Strength card, so giving and receiving. Perhaps you've been in an energy where you've been all giving and not receiving. This is a beautiful balance. This brings you to that balance coming over the Strength card. Two Pentacles. Can I fit into my life? How will it look in my life? Should I leave what I'm doing? This is asking those real questions. You know, this is the real questions that matter. It's not like the Two of Swords where, you know, can I, will I, should I? This is, okay, if I'm going to do this, what do I need to do? How do I want it to look, right? It's moving into the star energy. Look at this. We have the High Priestess that comes out with the sun. So that's clarity. That's illumination. There's your illumination. If this has anything about expanding or beginning a spiritual-based business, again, you have all the energy to back you if that is your choice, right? If that is your choice, you have all the energy to back you, no matter where you're at, no matter how many times you've failed. Sometimes we need to just change something up a little bit, but that will be illuminated, I feel, to us. The Sun is the card of Leo, so we do have Leo twice here, but Leo coming over the star card, Leo and Aquarius. But this is about your intuition being on fire, really, because it's coming next to the Two of Pentacles. The question of, you know, how will I do this? You know, putting my plans in action. What should be my first step? Trust your intuition in this because it's your intuition that's guiding you, right? It's guiding you right to your dreams. We already have them. We're already seeing them. It's now bringing you to them, right? Bringing you to that vibration. So the Sun is the energy of feeling good again, right? Good days. I mean, it's just, you know, all power. Alright, let's keep going. Actually, what I want to do is I want to lift these cards up here. Because I want to keep those out and not covered. You know, I think some of you are, listen, you're already psychic. Scorpio, very psychic sign. This may be, maybe you've been working at hearing, receiving the messages clearer, trusting yourself, trusting, maybe you do tarot and the cards come out and, you know, you see it, but then you overthink it, right? You talk yourself out of it. This is about your intuition really being your leader. We have the Hierophant again. We have Judgment. And then we have the Ten of Cups. So, Judgment talks about a rebirth, right? Judgment talks about a call to attention. Judgment has been coming out, I swear, in every single reading. It's coming right next to the Hierophant. So, this is, you know, I really feel like this is saying, you know, have your belief system in place. Keep seeking that type of energy. Keep seeking it so that you can bring yourself, listen, the Ten of Cups is about a partnership, right? It's about a happy family. But you can have your own Ten of Cups even without anyone in it, right? It's about finding your centeredness. It's about, you know, I think of a comment someone wrote, and what came to me was that their job was to find their balance amongst the chaos, so to stop being afraid of the chaos and instead understand why it kept showing up in their life, because I felt like once they were able to see that and then realize that that was part of my purpose, that energy then goes away for them. Just what I felt. I'm going to keep going. Okay. We have the Six of Cups. I thought it was in reverse, but for some reason I picked up my whole deck in reverse. So that talks about a happier time, right? That's a remembrance of a happier time. This King of Swords is definitely attached to it in some way. So, you know, whether it's a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, you know, what I feel like for some of you is, you know, I'm getting like this mixed, there's the world, I see the world, I see you leaving. So for some of you, I don't feel like this King of Swords has been the greatest of influences. There's different reasons for this king to be here. But for someone, this is talking about, I feel like you may be wondering about perhaps, I don't know, leaving them. I feel like leaving them, or healing what is there. And I'm saying that because I feel like I could go both directions here, right? I could heal the relationship, let's say, that I'm in right now. I could heal it. It could come back to happier times again, but that will take work, right? It will take maybe counseling, figure out You know, the Ten of Swords can be like nasty communications. This is the ability for you to clear that energy, though, at the same time, to clear it. So for some of you, it is, you know, it just feels like there's a blessing available over a current relationship. And whether it's love or family, friendship, you know, whatever it is, it's saying that there is the ability to have that again in that same, with that same person or in that same circumstance, but there is work that is required, right? Definitely work that's required. One of the things that is required is a higher vibration. This would be from both partners, right? We need to match each other's vibration. And then the realization of, you know, perhaps how we speak to each other, the way we communicate with each other, the things that we do, the back and forth, that type of thing. Again, this king, the emperor, is putting it all to his back. You know, it's not moving forward with him. Let's keep going. Some of you, of course, this King of Swords could be of someone from your past. But yeah, because he's attached to the Ten of Swords, I want to get real clarity there. You know, because I'm seeing the energy of, you know, what feels like what could be great love. But I can't get this Ten of Swords gone yet. This may be what you, let's say that you want to go into a relationship with this king. However, you are still carrying all the energy of the Ten of Swords. Everything that's ever happened to me, right? I'm still carrying it. That would explain why the Four of Swords, the healing. And it's not just about saying that healing is taking place. It's saying that you're praying for that healing, and they're being heard, and they're being healed, right? But in the same breath, if there's changes I need to make, that also with the sun here will be illuminated to me. Because if I wanted to be the Ten of Cups, then as Judgment is saying, there's a stipulation with this Ace of Pentacles, and that is going to be your faith or your vibration, right? To get the keys to the kingdom, and if we want to call that the Ten of Cups right here on Earth, it requires something. And I feel like with Judgment and the sun there, it's saying illumination. I need to be illuminated. I need to be honest with myself. The Magician. Look at that. So the Magician is coming over that Ten of Swords. So in some way, you did have your part in it. And listen, we all did. You know, I mean, we could be with the biggest asshole in the world, but that doesn't mean that our mouths can't get nasty. We can do that with our own family members. I mean, you know, we all, I guess I can't say all, but let's face it, the majority of us have had times when we've had to check our own ways, how we communicate with someone, right? So the Magician's coming over this Ten of Swords. Number one, that would give you the ability to heal it, right? Because you can do anything you want to do with it here. The affinity sign, again, especially touching the Star card, I see the affinity sign within the Leo card, I'm sorry, within Strength card. So as above, so below tells me that it's protected. It tells me whatever it is that you're doing in the light is protected. It's also showing me that through the Ten of Swords, you have earned some real experience. You have earned some tools. If it was karmic, you know, why would Source want me to go through something like this? There's usually, you know, if you go through a tough time and then you allow the healing process to happen, the illumination of what I learned through it. I don't always have to look at that as like there's something I needed to learn, right? I needed to learn how to communicate better. I do feel like that's some of it. But I feel like also what it talks about is there's some type of strength that you gained from it, that it does seem to move you ahead, like leaps and bounds within vibration, let's say, which helps it helps you then manifest exactly what it is you're looking for within that star card. Some of you, it can certainly be, I had this job and my boss spoke to me like I was nothing, right? Like I knew nothing, didn't trust in me, didn't give me the cases if I'm an attorney, if I'm a reporter, wouldn't put me in the field or whatever it is, right? I didn't get to my full potential because someone didn't trust what in me. Well, maybe I learned something from that though. So now I take that, move out of it. You're going to be uncomfortable because maybe I have to earn less money because of that. But ultimately, what I'm doing is what I will love, right? What I'm doing, as the Eight of Pentacles was up there, is becoming the master of something. Don't think that, if you think life is just going to come to you and everything's going to be easy, and, especially like if you read tarot and that type of thing, if you have no life experiences, how do you have empathy, right? That's how you get empathy. I've been there. I've done that. I've walked that. I've seen my way in. I've seen my mistakes in it. Let me now help you, right? Let me help you not make the same mistakes. Some people will take it. Some people will deny it. That's not up to you, right? It's only you spreading the message, and then what they do with it is what they do with it. The Magician is very powerful energy that talks about also lifetimes of experience, right? Every tool that you need for this next journey is on the table. It's right there. It's right in front of you. Every tool is there. And now we're going to move into the Emperor energy, which is a strong, strong energy. King of Pentacles. Some of you, it is about starting your own business. King of Pentacles sees the big picture. Sees the big picture of what can be, right? Can be the dreamer, but has his feet on the ground at the same time. This could be a Virgo, Taurus, or Capricorn. I'm looking at him more, though, as in his energy, because I feel like this could also be the banker, someone who is now willing to give you that pentacle to start you on your way. I feel this king is good. I definitely feel like this king is good. And it's like the king and the emperor are collaborating. So this king seems to be learning from the emperor, and what he does with that will then help him earn the big pentacles, let's say. I don't know why I feel like I gotta keep talking like, this isn't talking about a little bit of money. This is talking about a true way of creating your own finances, right? Becoming very creative. King Pentacles is very creative, right? But King Pentacles is a very hard worker. Responsible. This is in the upright, right? This is someone who's responsible. This is someone who wants to grow something. Probably wouldn't be happy in a life of just laying on a couch. I don't know. I would say if this is a person coming in, this is someone who would make their own money. But the bottom line is, this is someone who sees the big picture and is coming over the star with the wisdom of the emperor. The big picture of what can be. The Ace of Swords. the truth, right? The uniqueness, all that I am. Let's keep going. You know, there's a lot of Virgo tarot readers out there, but there's also, I feel, more and more Scorpio tarot readers out there. And, you know, because everyone comes from a little different energy, though I do feel like everyone here has, you know, we're like-minded. Not everyone. We have the Prince of Swords. So the Prince of Swords coming over that moon card, you know, I don't know. I almost feel like I would just cut out whatever it is that's in front of me. Well, let's keep going. Let's see what he's attached to. We have the Three of Wands. So it's almost like this prince comes in with enough knowledge to begin something, right? Even with this little bit of shadow here. Again, I feel like a lot of you want to start your own business, and maybe it's coming from a place of, my business shut down. Oh my God, what do I do now? Don't forget about all the talents you have within you. And that's exactly what the Prince of Swords, you know, give me the truth of the matter, you know. But the Three of Wands tells me that I'm using very optimistic energy here, right? I'm thinking optimistically that I can create this business, that I can be successful. The Nine of Pentacles is success. It is success, right? But with that seems to come somewhat of a sacrifice in the Five of Pentacles, right? Leaving one situation, heading towards another. Maybe I don't know exactly where I'm heading. Maybe for some of you, I'm moving back home. But through all that energy, which may feel negative, something new is born. Well, we have the Knight of Pentacles, which I love. This is the energy, number one, of your guardian angel. Number two, this is your pentacle that I feel is coming in. And I feel like you know, it's reminding me of the wheel, this reading. Like the wheel, part of destiny, the seed of intention that's now ready to harvest, right? Here I am. The Empress is saying, you know, you have nurtured this seed. Maybe, listen, I've thought about it and I've wanted it. You know, maybe I haven't taken action, and because I had a job, now I don't. So the King of Pentacles is saying, look at the big pictures. Remember your creativity. Nine of Pentacles says you have it within yourself to really get creative and build something. Knight of Pentacles, you know, that's that knight who is going to complete a mission, right? As I walk in this uncomfortableness of newness, my guardian angel walks right along with me. And what is he carrying? He is carrying the pentacle, the first card that came in. He's carrying it with him, with you. Well, hello, Ten of Pentacles. And with that, we have the Ace of Cups. Wow. So we have the Ten of Cups here. Now we have the Ten of Pentacles. We have two Aces of Cups. A little uncertainty, right, with the moon covering all this in a way, but the sun comes out and says, now, I'm going to start illuminating bits and pieces, right? The Three of Wands, bits and pieces at a time. You've got to trust it, right? Hierophant's here twice. You've got to trust what you're feeling, right? What you're feeling. See the big picture through the King of Pentacles. Right below the King of Pentacles is the Ace of Cups. So no matter what it is, you know, it's saying that you can create it. This is the love of the universe. It's the love of source. It's a love of your life. You know, it's all that. It's the love of parents who now are helping for some, you know, some parents are helping their children, and I mean adult children, you know, in a new way of being. Perhaps you've gone through divorce. I've had to move back home. Well, listen, You are recreating your own Ten of Cups and Ten of Pentacles again. And listen, and again, some people don't like that word. Again, what do you mean again? Well, but you have so much blessing walking alongside of you. I love that your guardian angel is right here in the Five of Pentacles. So whatever happened in that Five of Pentacles where you felt thrown out into the cold, unprepared, your guardian angel has been there all along. Where is the Knight of Pentacles taking you? Into the Ten of Pentacles. You already have the Nine of Pentacles. That's independence. Some of you, this is moving into a love story, perhaps with the King of Pentacles. Perhaps the King of Pentacles and you with this Queen, with the Emperor and the Empress is talking about the way a relationship can be, right? The Ten of Pentacles has the Ace of Cups right next to it. That's a true love of not just a household, but the stability of it. So much stability. Some of you, you may have your parents in spirit, and they have a heavy, heavy hand in helping to guide you to your next step. But no matter what it is, I know that if you allow it, right? And I feel like what I need to go back to is the Four of Swords. And that's me asking. First, I'm seeking healing. I'm seeking the healing. And then I'm allowing myself, with the Six of Pentacles that was out earlier, I'm opening myself up to receive, right? To receive this Ace of Cups. It's just not romantic love. It is the love of Source. It is the love of the universe to help you. That's the whole thing. It's to help you with this journey, to help celebrate you and this journey, all of it, right? This looks like the low, but now comes the high. In this energy, this can be, again, I feel like this is my seed of intention. I have a little fear around it, but it is my seed of intention, which means it's my soul's journey, what my soul wanted, right? And now down here, which we're moving into, I'm starting to see these blessings, but now I'm a little confused in them. I'm a little confused. Why? I feel like it's more about what you think you can do and what you think you can't do with the Eight of Pentacles, the Eight of Swords right there. Again, that's self-created. Even if other people have told you a million negative things, it is you who determined to accept it. And then you made it your truth. And it's not your truth. And maybe that's where I feel Satan. Like, it is not your truth. Your truth is of the highest energy. And you've been around some low energy. So let's keep moving. I feel like someone's son may be becoming a preacher, a priest, a pastor. I feel like they're learning that journey, and I feel like, I feel like there's, this may be more than one person, because I feel like some of it is because of what the world is going through right now. And maybe this is someone who has seen a lot of the real, like seen the real pain of it, and because of it, I feel like they moved into their faith, and now I feel like they want to take that further. So now I want to become the pastor, the preacher, the priest, the nun, but I feel like it's about me now speaking it, right? Also speaking it. Perhaps it's opening up their own church. That type of thing. Okay. We have the Tower coming over the Seven of Cups. That makes sense, right? So Why is it so hard for me to decide which cup that I want? Because I'm basing my decision out of the tower, a tower moment in my life. That feels like destruction, right? It feels chaotic. It's something that happens quickly, and sometimes we have no choice in the matter. And then you add the Eight of Swords alongside of that, right? So this is, I'm making a decision of which cup I want to choose. Maybe it's which ace I want to take, but I'm having a hard time figuring out, especially with the moon shadow right above it. It's because of my past experiences. This tells me, this energy right here tells me that someone did not or has not taken the time or even the reflection to look back so things can be healed. This is hard energy to then trust which cup I want to choose. Because, listen, maybe they all look good, right? But they're not all good. They're all available, but that doesn't mean they're all good. Not for what it is that you're wanting up here. So I want you to just think about that. I don't have to make a choice, but opportunity showing itself. Well, sometimes I do have to make a choice, right? I got let go of my job. There was no choice. Now what? What do I do next? These aces start showing up. How am I going to see it? How am I going to trust myself to move forward when I'm in the Eight of Swords energy, when all these swords are surrounding me? And I feel like it's a lot of beliefs that you put upon yourself due to what others have told you. Self-limited beliefs that came from the tower. So in a way, the tower forced your hand, but it doesn't mean it's the end, right? It doesn't mean it's the end of your life. It doesn't mean it's the end of your journey. It's the end of your joy. No, no, no. It just means something new, right? When I see a tower, I always feel a blessing afterwards, something new. Because this is universal energy. It's almost out of my control. But it may have happened quickly. And now I have to look at these cups and make a decision which way to go. This tells you take a moment, heal, pray, meditate, allow the swords to drop, take your blindfolds off. When I see the blindfold, it's because there's something I don't want to see. It's a fearful action, but I feel like when you take that blindfold off, what you've created in your mind and what is reality, what you will truly see, is night and day. By the way, because it has the Ten of Cups right next to it. Anyway, let's get back to where we were. My sleeves are getting in my way. Well, I don't know. So there you go. The Tower, and then the Ace of Pentacles. Again, I feel like this is saying where a lot of us are afraid financially. If you get creative, you won't need to be. Don't be afraid. Get busy. That type of thing. Like, don't be afraid. Start using your hands. Start pulling. I don't know. I feel like there's a million different things you can do. Some of you, I know it's spiritual-based businesses. But I feel like I failed before. Well, that was then. This is now. But everybody told me I wasn't any good. Well, that was then, right? It's not us, right? The right people didn't come to you at that point. You were learning. You were learning. Maybe you were meant to get some criticism. You needed the tough criticism, but you had to have had just a discernment over that. What is the truth? People can say some mean, hurtful things. I get comments like that all the time. I just got one that told me I'm a horrible reader. You're a horrible reader. I don't believe that at all. And I'm okay with them thinking that. Back in the beginning, that might have crushed me. That may have made me fold it all up. Person who left that comment probably didn't think that. Maybe they did. Maybe they didn't care. Now, I don't care. I have more sympathy for someone who leaves a comment like that. But what I'm trying to say here is, you know, if let's say you had a channel and you did get some harsh comments, just maybe it wasn't the time, right? There was an element that you were missing. Look it over, think it over. You know, if someone says, you ramble too much, I get that a lot. And that, you know, that sometimes I'm like, well, maybe I shouldn't talk so much. But then I get people say, every word that you say means something. Like the words that I think, like, why did I say that? And I'll say that out loud. I tell you exactly what I'm thinking. You're like, why did I say that? Someone will almost always say, you said that because that is what I needed to hear. So it's learning to truly trust within your intuition. And sometimes it takes those crashes beforehand. But anyway, so you have that tower, and then you have that blessing with the Five of Wands. So the Five of Wands is coming over the energy of the Eight of Swords. Let's get these all out. Here's the Queen of Pentacles. So we have the King of Pentacles. Now we have the Queen of Pentacles. So the Queen of Pentacles, as the King of Pentacles sees the big picture, the Queen of Pentacles pays attention to the details. Right. They make great business partners. Just like the Emperor and the Empress. They make great business partners. They can build finances like no other. And it's because I see the big picture, and if you allow me to do what I uniquely do best, and you do what you uniquely do best, together we create that 10 of Pentacles. And love, right? Love is right with it. So the Queen of Pentacles is coming over this 10 of Cups. I just think I think there are many of you are trying to figure out what, business-wise, what is right, what is wrong, what I can do, what I can't do. What's coming between the Queen of Pentacles and the Ace of Pentacles is the Five of Wands. So that is the back and forth. That's the back and forth. And under that is the Eight of Swords, though. So this is what I'm fearing. I'm fearing this type of defending, almost defending myself. But I feel like it's saying you got to change that. Move into the Three of Wands energy, which is optimism. No matter what existed in that tower, no matter what everyone in the Ten of Swords told you, right? You just weren't with the right people at the right time. Your vibration may have been lower. How could it not be in the Ten of Swords? And therefore you were attracting people within the Ten of Swords who weren't ready to hear, weren't ready to listen. There's nothing you can do about that. All you can do is hope that when they're ready, that then they find the message that they can. We have the Death card. There is the card of Scorpio. And look at that. We end it with the Seven of Cups. And all this is telling me is that you finally do make a decision out of this. You finally are able to let go of everything that's been holding you back. You finally receive the healing that you've been asking for. And listen, but here's the thing. I feel like a lot of this has been like hanging around. You're finally seeing it more than anything. You're now seeing it. You're now trusting yourself. Scorpio, again, intuitive, right? Very empathetic. Scorpio is a great person that listens. And I know some of you dated Scorpios and you're like, that's just bullshit. Well, when they're, you know what, I know a lot of Scorpios. My daughter's one of them, and many people come to her for advice. Many people, more than they come to me, come to her to advice because she has this real empathetic heart that shows. And for some of you, I feel like it's just you've been building on this element of yourself. It's under the Ace of Cups. It took doors to be closed, right? We have to remember one thing. We're not meant to, we go into one circumstance, one experience, and then that closes. We're meant to then close it, right? Pull the wisdom, and then we enter into the next, because our soul came here to learn, to grow, to expand. And that only happens through experience. And the death card tells me that this is when we have to stop being afraid of closing what needs closed. Sometimes staying in this horribly woe is me type of energy because maybe I was thrown out of my job and not seeing the potential blessing afterwards. You have blessings everywhere. As this relates to love, it's the same thing, right? Blessings within the home, love within the home, finances within the home. Ten of Pentacles came after the Five of Pentacles. So whatever was taken from me will be made whole again. How? Through my energy, through my belief, through my wish, through my prayers. Definitely the ability to see what I have overcome and then using that as my whole system. See the big picture. Don't close yourself off to the little things. See the big picture of it all. Your guardian angel is right in the middle of this spread with an Ace of Pentacles in his hand. He's bringing it to the home. And I find that kind of funny because many of us are at home right now, right? We're forced to be at home. But it's funny because I told Sam last night, where many are forced now to be the hermit. I said, I love being the hermit. Like this, other than the disease part of it and that horrible end of it. Somebody telling me to stay home. Yeah, okay, you got it. Because when I'm at home and, I have my own office here now and I'm left alone, my mind, Virgo is the thinker. I often think Aquarius is that too. But we all are, right? We're the thinker. And if you're the thinker, you can allow epiphanies to come to you. The Hierophant opening this up with the Ace of Pentacles. This is about allowing what wants to come to you, what belongs to you anyway, to come to you through your healing and your understanding. Being able to close whatever doors need to be closed. Trust within that. Trust within your decisions, no matter what has happened before. Doesn't matter. Because the Ace of Cups is here again. Even if this is talking about fixing it with a partner, I have the Ten of Cups here and I have the Ten of Cups here. Both of them have the ability to be everything that I want. It may be more. But it's up to me and my reflection and my understanding. And understanding that this is a soul's journey who is here for experiences. And part of that will be pain. Part of that will be sadness. But we do not stay in that. The wheel keeps turning. It keeps turning. It's like what was normal then may not be normal now, but it will be the new normal soon enough. It's about your truth. And with the Four Swords under that, it's about being able to heal it, hear it, and then move with it. You have all the protection around you. Mother Mary loves all the children, right? Why? Because there is this Ace of Wands moving into the next part of the journey with passion in my soul. Look at this. Even if I go back a little further, we have the the Princess of Cups. This is receiving unexpectedly. Well, you have all these aces. Aces are usually unexpected. And what's under that? The energy of joy, celebration. So maybe I'm in the energy right now and I think there's not a damn thing to celebrate. That doesn't mean tomorrow there won't be, right? Whatever you're creating with this magician and the star next to each other, you're creating right now. You're creating part of this, right? You have an active part in creating this in your energy, in your belief system, right? In allowing yourself to overcome what you need to overcome. And then receiving from your guardian angel, from source, seeing the signs when they're right in front of you, and then not talking yourself out of it, moving with it. Wow. Scorpio, I think I'm going to leave it there, but I definitely want to do an oracle card for you. I mean, you know, this is the type of reading or energy I want to say that it's really, I know some of you are going to take this, you're going to accept it, and you're going to create a new life. You're going to create new aspects of your life. You're going to open up parts of yourself that you maybe didn't even know existed, right? You're going to start remembering that you're a soul, not just this human form. You're going to start allowing and receiving the help of the universe, and you're going to start running with it. And it's going to put you in a whole new life. And you may say, who would have thought? Who would have thought I could have gone from that to now this? Source, your higher self. They all knew. Just waiting for you to know. And now you know. Okay. Let's go ahead and pull Mother Mary card. We're going to give it a couple shuffles. Just take a moment. Got the energy of Mother. It's funny because we had the Empress too. I feel like I want to take one more for you though. I don't know why. I open my heart to my mother's humanness and her divinity. You know, that talks about sometimes forgiving your own mother. Realizing that sometimes they make the best choices that they knew to make at the time. It's like I'm a mother, and there's, many times I said, man, if I could only go back, now that I know different, if I could only go back and do it different, right? That's the humanness in me. My daughter has seen it in me, and I've asked, not that I think I was a horrible mother, but definitely, I know of, if I could be the way I am now, back then, I would have been, I feel, a much better mother. But maybe they are, she is who she is now because of the experiences that she's learned through. Mercy. So let's read both M's, by the way, feminine. Let's start with Mother. This card says that your current situation is rooted in your feelings about your mother. The first thought that springs to mind right now is exactly what needs to be addressed and healed. Regardless of your mother's lifestyle or history, you are the one currently living with your feelings. So Mother Mary seeks to support you in gently adjusting the way you view your past, to give you more freedom in your present and future life. As you hold a compassionate viewpoint toward your mother and see her as a fallible human who is doing the best that she could, you heal in profound ways. Having a healed viewpoint concerning your mother allows you to be more open to receiving God's gifts, help from others, and messages from the divine. Ask Mother Mary for assistance in releasing any old or heavy emotions connected to your mother so that you can better enjoy each moment of your life. Beautiful. Mercy. This card asks you to notice the way in which you relate to people, including yourself. If you are kind and thoughtful towards others, you will have higher self-esteem. While you can't control how another person treats you, mercy and compassion are usually returned in kind. This card is a message to avoid gossip or criticism of yourself or others, and to consciously speak in loving and in empowering ways. The higher energy generated by positive words will insulate you from negativity. This is the true meaning of judge not, lest ye be judged. Beautiful. And we're going to leave it there. I love you guys so much. Thank you as always. You are such an open sign that I often feel like if I want to go crazy within a reading, I know that you will be very accepting of it. And I thank you and I love you for that. I just love you guys so much. I'm so grateful that you guys are there for me during this period and that I can be here for you during this period. We're going to help each other out. We're going to get through this together. And whatever our new normal will be, it will be, right? It will be. Many of you, this is the opportunity to become your greatest selves. And it is your pain that has allowed what will turn into your blessing. So be grateful. I know it's hard. But anyway, thank you so much, guys. Thank you for your donations. I may have to start putting ads. I took my ads out for 2 months because I hate interrupting my reading. I really, really do. But I'm barely making it. So I have to do something. So I may put an ad, only one. There's no way I can put 2 in. So if you want to help me, just click on the ad, read it, watch it, ignore it, whatever you want to do. But that would truly help me if you can't afford to donate right now. But yeah, that helps keep a channel alive. Videos that have 20 ads in them, no, that's ridiculous. I don't even watch them. But I want you to understand why some people do put an ad or 2 in their video. It is how I make my living, and it has gone down to just about nothing. So I have to do what I have to do, and I don't want to. And the moment that I don't have to do that anymore is the moment I won't. So I want you to know that. Thank you for your comments. Keep your comments coming. Keep your comments coming to each other too. Keep them kind. This is, you know, a time in the world where we need kindness. Keep your rudeness somewhere else. You know, I know as soon as I say that, that means some people are going to get rude. You don't bother me. You don't bother the people here. I already know that. So the only person you hurt with your rude comment is yourself. And if that's the energy you want to be in, that is your choice, right? But we don't choose to join you in it. We choose a higher energy. And therefore, we have a higher life. I love you guys so much. Shout out to my daughter, Jennifer. Check out her channel. I don't know if she's had the opportunity to do readings lately because she's now homeschooling. But it's Jenny Love Tarot. Give her a little extra love. She was not feeling well. I feel so bad. I moved away and she was not feeling well, and my fingers was so nervous that she was gaining the coronavirus, even though, well, I'm not going to say her age. Even, I wish she's 40. She wouldn't care. I mean, 40 is a great age. Anyway, so I appreciate all your blessings to her, to Sam, and to myself. I love you guys so much. I couldn't imagine not doing this, really. I couldn't imagine not having you guys in my life. And I hope that this time period allows, you know, doesn't hurt a lot of readers so much where, you know, put it this way, it will take me, I don't know, like, I just can't imagine not continuing my channel. So, yeah, if I got to put an ad in there, if you would, take a moment, just let the ad play. If you can donate, I appreciate that so much. Whatever it is. If you're looking for a personal reading, all the information now is below the video, so you don't even have to go to my About page unless you want to. I just put it all there because I'm not great at answering or getting to my emails right away. So it's all there. But I'm happy to answer questions at the same time. I love you guys. I will see you soon. Bye-bye.